after such a great season, is that maybe the cruelest way for it to end?
Yeah, it's very tough to accept when you are so consistent in the competition all the way to the final, and at the end you lose the trophy on penalty kicks, so it's a difficult one.
In the game itself, there was a moment in extra time, the penalty shout on Noni Madueke. Do you think that should have been a penalty?
I watch it back and it can easily be a penalty, especially we see the penalty that they give me in the competition this season. The referees made that decision. He made a different one on the penalty with Mosquera, and yeah, that's an important one.
You've obviously been in to talk to your players. What have you been saying to them?
That I'm so proud of them. I think the season that we have under the circumstances, that just internally we know what we've been through. They're giving us so much joy. It's just a privilege to manage this group of players, this team. I think the way they carry this badge and how much they put into it. We got a big one and we miss on the biggest one.
I'm sure it'll be really tough now, but how do you sort of look back at the rest of this season? Is this another season of progression and success? You've gone quarter-final, semi-final, final in the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done it for 22 years, so imagine. And it's the second time in our history that we've done it, so we need to recognize the season that we had. But at the moment, nobody is going to take the pain away from you.
The team that you played today, PSG, took an awful long time to win their first Champions League. Is that maybe something that you can take away from today? They've had to work so hard to win their first one. They've had to work so hard today to beat you on the night.
Yeah, and we know the teams that they had in the past, and they are a superb team. Congratulate them. They are really difficult to play against. That's why they are champions 2 times in a row. And yeah, the individual quality they have, the man they are coach, they are a top team.
And just looking forward now, what's next for this team? How do you now regroup? This, I'm sure, has made you all hungry again to come back here again next year and build on this success.
I think you have to go through the motions, and if you are in pain, go through the pain. If you think you could have done something else, learn from it, and that's it. And reflect on that, and then show the ambition that we want to go again.
Thank you, Mikel.
Thank you.
There you go, Mikel Arteta ultimately saying, like, if you're in pain, you sometimes just have to feel it and it will make you better. Dave Ornstein has joined us as well. Dave, you've been at the heart of the transfer news for Arsenal for as long as I can remember now, especially. Obviously, this is going to hurt them a lot. But let's try and put it into perspective for the club, because Mikel Arteta promised he would bring something to this team. He has reshaped everything. He has brought them their first Premier League in 22 years, and he's brought them to a Champions League final for the first time in 20 years. That is an incredible achievement. And I imagine Arsenal, the hierarchy, couldn't ask for much more.
Absolutely. And they backed him in the not-so-good times. They're absolutely behind him now. So I'd expect him to get a pretty handsome new contract this summer, probably before next season starts. And I'd also expect them to back him in the transfer market again. We saw Andrea Berta just by the dugout. He looked devastated. He's their sporting director, and he'll be so determined to go again in the transfer market to really improve the quality in that squad. And their finances are in fantastic shape. So I would say this is a season of success, of progress, nearly even greater history. And they're really in good shape under Mikel Arteta to go on.
Tell us, obviously winning the Premier League makes a huge difference, but tell us about those finances and what they've done this season that's been so different.
Well, they're on track to break Premier League records for revenue. It could go up to about £770 million, which has never been done. They're going to cross the £300 million mark for television money, which has never been done. So this is fantastic. The revenues are going through the roof at Arsenal. It's a period of milk and honey, if you like. That wasn't always the case. They were a team who was struggling post Emirates Stadium move. They posted profits, but that was because they were selling a lot of their best players. They weren't competing. They went, I think it was something like 15 or more years of making profits. In the last 7 years, and it will probably be 8 now, they're going to post a loss. But that's because the Cronkies, KSE, the ownership, have backed Mikel Arteta in the market. They've invested very heavily. They've even put their own money in, which everybody was asking for. They wanted success now, and it's come. It's been vindicated. They comply with all the rules. They look like they'll continue to do so. I do think they might have to sell some players in the near future. they don't have to break even or anything like that in 2026. But I think to keep things balanced, to keep compliant, is probably quite wise. And they might not have this success again, so it's probably necessary.
Nasser Khalifa is just alongside us as well.
Good to see you again. Well done.
Great to see you. Congratulations. Is he staying with us or is he going to go? Oh, no, just wants to give Steven Gerrard a cuddle. Quick, come, everyone stay with us and you just take a mic. First of all, congratulations. What an incredible achievement for you and your side. We interviewed Luis Enrique, and one of the first things he said was, we have to go again in the market, we have to refresh. What are your thoughts on that? Are you going to back him?
Yeah, I mean, today it's amazing history day. It's, I mean, you know, our favorite days in my life now today, 30th of May and 31st of May. Last year, back-to-back, something not easy. Here, the legend, he knows how difficult Champions League, and I'm so honored to, so proud of the team, of the coach, of the staff, of our fans. Everybody doubted again this year that, you know, we didn't start well, but thanks God that, you know, we made it and we believed in the players and we believed in our staff.
Tell us a bit about your manager. He's just been on a list of names with Bob Paisley, with Carlo Ancelotti. How special is Luis Enrique?
Honestly, you know, I would thank all the managers, ex-managers who train Paris Saint-Germain, but he's very, very special. As a coach, as a human being, as a person, he's fantastic. Honestly, he's the best coach in the world, and he done amazing job with the team, who's, you know, with the young team, you know the story. But also, I would like to thank all the players, honestly, who played for Paris Saint-Germain, who wear the jersey of Paris Saint-Germain. This is also for them. We never, everybody give to this project. So we, thanks to them, everybody.
Yeah. Nasser, you waited so long for one Champions League, and now you've had two back-to-back. Can you believe it?
Amazing. You know, I told my guys after first half, we're going to win. I promise you. I felt it before the match. I know that the team, I saw it in their eyes. I know it was tough, but this win is not for Paris Saint-Germain, for the great football. For the football, people want to watch. That's the football. And bad luck to Arsenal. Great team, you know, fantastic team, and all the best. Big respect for them.
Nasser, your coach said that he wants more players in the market in the summer. He wants to get even better.
I think, you know, we're going to celebrate tonight.
Coach wants more players.
But you know what? I tell you, I promise you, sometimes we discuss about players. He said, no, we are okay. So he asked for players, that's when he needs them. So we're going to, of course, we're going to go to the market.
And will he be staying and renewing his contract?
I mean, listen, he's the best coach. He's so happy. You can ask him the question, but I'm really confident this project, it's about the collective, everybody, and he's the best one for this project. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Nasser, well done. Congratulations. Really great to speak to you. We'll take that. Take care, Nasser. There we go. Look, we've spoken about PSG needing to go again, and Luis Enrique was the first person to say that. Arsenal now need to go again, guys. And when you look at that team, where are the most important areas?
Goodness, you know, they may look again at the striker. You know, Havertz, I think that was, he played 90 minutes. That's the second game he's finished in 18 months. Gyökeres was a difficult night for him, so that might be an area, maybe the left wing as well.
I think it has to be, Martin, because to compete was, I think Declan Rice said it was the 63rd game tonight for Arsenal. Yep. You need more than one top striker. You might even need more than two to go the distance.
Without doubt. So it'll strengthen. I mean, it's fair play. I mean, it's interesting. We just saw a stream of interviews there. We saw Declan Rice, I thought, speaking incredibly well. Even standing up again. You know, understand how he's feeling. He's devastated. He represents the club beautifully. And so does the manager. You know, we have good people now at the helm. There's nothing to reproach themselves on. It's a lottery when it comes to the penalties. And look, your opponent, you know, of course they're going to enjoy that moment. It was the flick of a coin, really, this match here tonight. And you're playing against PSG, a team that, generational team perhaps, that might be, you know, go and do this another on free occasions. So have a look at the bigger picture. You'll be hurting tonight, but you use it. I was just been talking to Thierry Henry, and he said, look, you have to learn from it. You take it on the chin, it hurts, but you come back stronger, and that's what they need to do for next season.
Use that pain. Look, can this team, we know that they can refresh, we know they can add, can the current team get better? Is there a higher ceiling, there's a higher standard?
I think so, but the guys will say to you, you need to keep refreshing it, you need to fix the roof when the sun's shining, and Arsenal are in a magnificent place, but the level, a Premier League level, a Champions League level, the amount of games over the course of the season, you have to keep adding to it. You have to keep reselling, refreshing, moving players on that are maybe at the ceiling or are on the way down, if you like. But I don't think Arsenal are too far away from being a dominant team. I think defensively they're spot on, their organisation, tactically they're spot on. I just think they need a few more game changes at the top end of the pitch, and Arsenal will be there or thereabout for the foreseeable.
I think off the pitch, the club's really never ever been in as a stronger position.
That's right.
Going to the Emirates was just, you know, the promised land. Huge bills, £22 million a year they were having to cover when they just serviced that loan. The manager signs a lengthy contract, and now they own the club on their own, the Grand Case, so they can push and they can put the monies in. The revenue is astronomical. Arsenal fans have been coming out of the closet all over the world. Africa, you want to see the clamour for it. It's enormous, and I think that came from the brand of Arsene Wenger. In some way they lost winning things, but they're on their way to doing that again.
You mentioned Mikel Arteta's contract a minute ago. He's got 1 year left on the current one. Surely after everything is achieved, he can walk into that office and say, here's my number, you pay it to keep me, and sign him to a long contract.
Yeah, he's already on very lucrative terms. He earns around £15 million a year gross. And he'll want to rise on that. Pep Guardiola's gone now, so you could see Mikel Arteta perhaps as one of the, or if not the best paid player in the coach in the Premier League. And you might say deservedly so. The boys are right. They spent £267 million in the market last summer. They recouped very little. And I could see, because they know the need to improve at that top end, they're behind statistically, and you can see it with your eyes, the likes of PSG and Bayern Munich and so on. The number 9 position is interesting. A penny for the thoughts of Victor Gyökeres tonight, of course. His first season, and he helped them to this final and then was put on the bench. And then the left-sided attack is a big priority for them, and they've been looking at it for a few years, and I think this may be the summer where they really do go for something. They've got the options there. They want a 6-8 midfielder. They want to strengthen at right back as well. So when you tally up the amount they've got to do, you could see that outlay in the market from last summer repeated or even exceeded. And as Stevie says, make hay when the sun shines. The money is big now, and so it's almost like investing when you're on the top.
Yeah, which you have to do. Guys, thank you.
Pleasure.
You've all been brilliant. Unfortunately for Arsenal, it wasn't their night. Guys, we've got
189 matches. The highlight was the 9-goal thriller between PSG and Bayern in the first leg of the semi-final, and Max Daumann made a bit of history at just 15 years old, the youngest player to make his Champions League debut. So we've got this season's team of the season as selected by us. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Any arguments with David Raya being in goal here?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think he's been the best. Obviously, Arsenal didn't lose a game in the Champions League, and he was a big reason for that. So I think it was unanimous. It's the only one I think we didn't argue on.
It's not, nothing to talk about there.
Yeah.
OK, let's move on to the back line then. You've got Mendes, Saliba, Pacho and Valverde across the back. Who made these selections?
We all did, collectively. The only one that probably people might argue against is maybe Valverde at right back, where people would say probably Hakimi. But you don't want to overload it with PSG teams. But Timber didn't play that many games, though, in the Champions League, when you look at it, really, for a number of games. So I would say Hakimi maybe be the one that could be questionable to be in there for Valverde.
And who said maybe Gabriel at the back as well? Anybody?
That was a big area of contention. Yeah. Nigel got a bit physical. Yeah, he got a bit physical with people because he wanted to get Saliba in there.
Yeah, and but
Marcelo agrees with me, thank you, as a centre-back.
I liked the way he played.
Thank you.
I thought Pacho
today.
Yeah.
I don't know how Pacho got in there. I must have got tired. I think I went for a coffee when Pacho got in.
He won Champions League, so...
Oh, that's true.
He won Champions League.
Played every minute of
Every minute of the Champions League.
Won the Champions League.
I don't know how he got there. That just sums up every minute of the Champions League. I don't know how he got there. He just won it.
Go back and watch a game he played tonight.
OK, so João Neves, Declan Rice and Vitinha across the midfield. I don't think any complaints with that, right?
That was nailed down.
No one's touching that.
This is where it got a bit interesting though, on the top line now. I think certain people wanted Lamine Yamal in there instead of Elise. You know, thankfully, Saint Heads prevailed. And that right, Grill?
Yeah, I didn't mind. I was 50-50, Elise Yamal.
He had to go for backup. He didn't just say it by himself. Hey, no, right, Grill. Why didn't he just hold his hand next time?
Harry Kane,
He wanted Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, yes, he did. Hey, hey. You OK?
That's why we're on this side.
Wait, hang on.
That's why we're on this side.
How did that happen then? Because you wanted Lamine Yamal as well, didn't you?
I didn't know. I mentioned Elise and I thought Elise would be in there, and then I said Lamine as well, but then we had a debate.
The Nigel logic. Just say both, and whatever wins, he chose that one.
Elise played the worst game of his season in the moment where they needed him the most. And they left a little bad taste, so that's why I would have went with Yamal. But Elise is fine. He's fantastic all season long. And
Harry Kane, Marcelo, you're a defender. Is he the least favoured person you'd like to come up against?
I put him up there because he was easiest to mark. because Dembele would be. No, listen, he's had a great year. He's up for a Ballon d'Or. So you look at a guy who's just having a. Once he left England, he's having a very nice career, we'll say, playing for Bayern Munich.
Would you say that there's an argument for Mbappe?
Here's the deal.
Champions League?
When you have an attitude and you're not getting along with your club and your players don't like you, I have a hard time with that because it's a team sport, 11 players, you got to get along, and I think this is why we're watching Real Madrid struggle a little bit. His team just won. Unfortunately, 9 goals, great semifinal, but I'd rather play with that.
But he broke the single-season goal-scoring record, too. So, I mean, he could be in there also, but we only have so much time to play. In a fight all morning?
Well, you gave it a good go. What about the manager of the season then? Luis Enrique would be the unanimous decision for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody happy with this? I think this is probably the easiest one that we've done in all the Champions League campaigns. There's more contention normally. A lot of these players are...
This is just going to be a coming out party, and I think you see a lot of these guys that you see on TV this summer, I think are going to turn their eye a little bit at what we have here in the United States and MLS.
So true. I mean, we talk about France, Spain, England potentially being some of the favourites to win the World Cup. We were just talking, though, about Kai Havertz and Germany and where some of the players that have had an amazing Champions League campaign stand with club football. What do you think, Grell, with where he'll be in the ranks with the German national team come this summer?
He's going to be an important piece for what he brings in the World Cup. Marcelo can tell you more than anyone. He's played in 3 of them, but you need experience at the highest level. So obviously European football, you need experience scoring goals. You need experience obviously playing in World Cup. So I think he's going to bring all that. And he's in a good moment. Goal he scores tonight, like Troy said it, I don't know that many strikers that would even think about hitting it there, the cadence he takes to get there as well. So he's a fundamental piece of what Germany want to do.
And not only, obviously, has he got 2 goals in 2 appearances with Germany in the last World Cup, but he's also among the very elite few that have scored in multiple Champions League finals. To be up there with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo is second to none, Troy.
Absolutely, and Mandzukic as well was fantastic. But he's been good. I think when he's been injured, Arsenal look a different team. I don't think with Gyökeres up there, they don't have that person that can link the play. His goal tonight, look at this. Again, it looks simple to most people, but the pace, the power, and then this bit of poise now, just to calm down, and then just to go near and high, this is a really good finish. Again, if we're being really, really particular, we say, could the goalkeeper come out maybe and close the angle? Maybe. But from a striker's point of view, if you were coaching any young player, you'd be saying, that's how you finish in that scenario. High and near post is a wonderful finish.
Everybody talks about France, though, and especially with PSG winning tonight, with the amount of talent this French national team has. Not only do they have a starting 11, Nige, but they also have a bench that could potentially compete among the very few in the World Cup this summer. Yeah,
the French are, for me, the most talented squad in this World Cup right now. When you talk about talent, strength and depth, the French have it all. The only thing that will stop the French is the French themselves. And we're talking a French national team where Camavinga didn't even make it. That's just how scary it is. The talent they have is just truly immense. And they are, for me, going in there as the favourites when you look at the squad of players that have available.
When you say the French can get in their own way, Mbappe's a big piece of that, would you say?
Well, yeah. Whether they have incidents in the camp or whatever it is, or disagreements, that could maybe play a part to derail this French team. But if Didier Deschamps could keep a lid on that and keep them together as he's done before, there shouldn't be any stopping them. Watch a friendly game where they played Brazil. And they just made Brazil look so ordinary. It's just too scary how talented they are. They went a man out and they were phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
The Mbappes and the Cristiano Ronaldos of the world, they're like difficult ones because you look at how many goals they score. You look at all the records they break on an individual level. You look at everything they give your team and you're like, these guys are the best in the world. They actually make your team worse because they make your team more predictable. It's a massive ego you have to manage every single day in the changing room. Other guys feel like they just always need to feed that player as well, right? What does he think about me? What does he think about the project? So
they got to buy in.
They got to buy in.
Argentina bought in to Messi. We're going to do this for Messi. We're going to run. We're going to fight. You do your thing. But they relied on him. And look at every game, the little intricate passes in between. They're always looking for him. I'm not sure France wants to do that. I'm not sure that Portugal wants to do that with those 2 players. So I think there's the setback you're talking about. They're going to get in their own way. That could be their problem.
It's so much to look forward to, isn't it? We're going to be all together for the World Cup. This is the end of the Champions League campaign, though. Bittersweet, isn't it? 189 matches we've done this season, Grell.
It really is bittersweet, but it's beautiful. And it feels like it came to a nice end here. PSG doing something that we haven't seen. Now they've got a chance to do the triple, win it 3 years in a row. And we've had so many great storylines, so many great moments, and it's a real honor covering this Champions League, this competition.
Pins and needles, mate. Pins and needles.
Loved it. We'll put a bow on the season next.